So I wanted to say a few words about the original University of Texas herbarium. As I said, it went to the New York Botanical Garden in 1990. It consisted of about, I think the count is 1,116 specimens. And this these specimens have all been digitized and they are all available online. So even though they won't be part of your fungarium, they can be sort of virtually reunited. You can find all of these on the Myco portal. But I wanted to mention a couple of important collectors whose work was represented in that original fungarium. This shows a couple of specimens that were well, actually, the one on the left is just an example of what the labels looked like in the original herbarium from Texas. And on the right is a specimen collected by a man named W.H. Long, Jr., who was really one of Texas's first mycologists. He was born in Texas in the 1880s. He went to Baylor University, taught there for a few years. Then he taught at North Texas Normal College, I think it was called, in Denton. And then he went on for a PhD, kind of jointly between Cornell and University of Texas. And he was a specialist in wood rotting fungi and in plant diseases. And he worked for a little while in Washington, D.C. for the USDA, but he missed the West and he was posted to Albuquerque, and he spent the rest of his career doing plant pathological work there. But after he retired, he got very interested in puffballs and other fungi. And he published quite a lot in his retirement. And in fact, there's a genus, Longia, that was named for him. And so, many of those interesting desert puffballs were the things that he studied. I don't have a slide, but I do want to mention one other mycologist. New York, we didn't get any of her specimens, but her name was Marie Marrow. And she was on the faculty from about 1925 or so until about 50, 55, 60. And she was one of two women who were on the faculty between the period of 1930 and 1950 of the whole university. And she was a specialist in aeromycology. She studied fungi she was studying how fungi moved through the air. And a brilliant scientist. And I know about her because, as it turns out, my father, who was also a mycologist, got his undergraduate degree at University of Texas and his master's degree, and he studied under Marie Marrow. And he said that not only was she a brilliant scientist, she was one of the kindest human beings he ever met. And so even though I can't show you one of her specimens, she has a long legacy of mycological work in Texas, and you can see her specimens on the Myco portal.